Today, I'm going to make you brag without bragging. I'm going to ask you the questions that I know only you know the answers to, and no. That's it. These are the
Listen, I
questions.
did not know that girl. I did not have inappropriate relation. Are those the questions, or are you going to ask me
No,
something?
no.
Okay. All right.
No, no. We didn't know any of them, and we did nothing inappropriate, and I'm standing by that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the beginning, because when you read your books, because you're an accomplished author, you went to Harvard, you've had multiple successful businesses, you've also had a ton of failures, and most successful people like yourself, if you don't roll the dice all the time, you can't grow. And nobody ever thinks about that because a lot of people are just too afraid to roll the dice. And as someone as close as I am to you and as good a friend we are, because I was there for both your kids' births. I was there for all the births of all your schools.
They
And I
kind of
remember
they
when
kind of look like you. But anyway, go ahead.
they are a little taller than you, so I don't know. So that being said, I remember the Mohawk Mall. Do you remember the Mohawk Mall?
Oh my goodness, that was one of the first malls that went up when malls were being invented. That's how old we are, Gary.
Yes, and
So,
that was brick and mortar. You had to go there. And I remember when you were bannered with a silk Paul Mitchell thing with the guy. I believe his name was Nick Ragoon. Remember what was his last name? I know it was Italian.
Nick Ragone, yeah, Nick Ragone.
So that's the first time you and I interacted. And I remember we were the doers. We were cast out by the establishment, which I'm proud to say, because I knew that the distributor we worked for at the time needed us. And it was sort of like we were a necessary evil, almost like the Navy SEALs. No one knew we were there. We were going to wreck the joint. We were going to get results. But if it went wrong, we were going to get blamed no matter what. But if it went
Obviously.
right, everyone's like, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
want to go back I want to go back to what your mom shared with me and you have shared with me when you started with your learning disability and your broken English and things like that. No one understands what you overcame first to get to beauty school. So tell me about that and how you got to beauty school.
Well, as I share quite a bit, and I tell a lot of people, we immigrated over from Italy. And being a young child coming over, I was just a beam of light, just with a lot of energy. But when we came to America, we moved into an Italian neighborhood, but they didn't speak the same Italian I did. They all had different dialects. So I'm like, okay, I'm lost here. But on top of that, I also had to learn English, um, which was the hardest thing to learn because when you're used to one language, now you've got to learn something that doesn't make sense to you. And in school, I could never understand phonics. I just had the hardest time. And teachers just, you know, they didn't really take the time to sit with me. They just pushed me along my school career. Uh, Matter of fact, I did anything. I cheated from other papers, whatever I could do because I couldn't read or write. So I basically graduated high school not knowing really how to read or write. I remember even before graduation, I had met with the guidance counselor, and he told me that I was pretty stupid in many words, and also told me I probably wouldn't make a good garbage man. Uh, and at that time, that was like a low blow. But
A
uh,
good paying job.
it's a great paying job, and we need them. So I can
Yeah,
understand his
exactly.
logic in that. But pretty much he said, "You have no hope. See you later." So yeah,
And what does that
struggling.
do to you? Because as a young kid who's struggling already, and someone of authority in the school system says that to you, what does it do to your psyche?
Well, it's a build up to the whole thing, but what it does is it just makes you have a low self esteem. Uh, it doesn't give you any possible thoughts that you can be possible. You just feel like a failure, and you say, "What do I do now? Do I just give up, or?" You're lost. You're just lost. And here's somebody that could have mentored me and gave me words of wisdom and helped me along the way and built me up. But instead, some mentors just want to knock you down at the knees for their own selfish reasons. And I never understood that as I got older in life, why someone would do that to anyone.
I think you hit it on the head. It's just insecurity, and that's just human nature at times,
Yeah.
and where they come from. And, someone who met you early on in your career, you were always a bright light. I knew because my role was to sell product and education to salons through the Paul Mitchell Company. And your job was to execute the vision of the education to make salons stronger and better business people.